Chapter 1, Introduction. In this day and age, we hear many tragic tales of loss and destruction to property. In fact, it is fast becoming the norm to have a neighbor whose bin was set on fire or whose house was vandalized. What is even more distressing is the fact that with the economic crisis that we are living in now, a lot of people have started keeping items like gold and silver and other investment pieces in their houses. It is all the more terrible, then, when some nobody comes in off the street and starts taking what you have slaved hard at work for, then either destroying it for some decadent form of enjoyment or to make by selling it off quickly. However, you need not worry, for you have just picked the book that can ensure your home is as safe as can be in this day. For with this book, I will teach you not only how to install a home surveillance system, but to be able to monitor it from the comfort of your own mobile phone. I know that sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it is true. That is exactly what I am about to tell you how to do. Honestly, it really is not as complicated as it first sounds. There are some good free software out there ready to help you on your way. And if you set everything up correctly, you will literally be able to look around your house from anywhere in the world. Note, only you will be able to do this, and my system leaves your house's cameras unavailable to anyone without the passwords you will create. For more tips on how to make your own home surveillance system, visit www.howexpert.com/home surveillance. Chapter 2. The Importance of Surveillance. At first, you may not even think that you need video surveillance, let alone setting up something which seems so complicated as a monitoring system, but I assure you it really is very simple. You probably just assume that if you insure your goods, then you will be able to get the money back if anything is stolen. Well, I am here to tell you that insurance is not always such an easy thing to claim. These are big companies who are simply not too fond of paying out, and it is often hard to prove that you had that 52-inch television in the first place. Do you have the receipts for everything you have ever purchased? Because I sure don't. Another reason why this outlook does not work is that it takes no notice of the personal belongings that you cannot replace. Perhaps you have a daughter's first handprints, a young boy's first baseball glove, a trophy of when you were young. Perhaps it is something as simple as not wanting to have those precious photos of your wedding vandalized by some idiot looking to have fun just because he is bored of hanging around the streets. Possibly you have a lot of irreplaceable work on your computer. Well, being able to check at any time if someone is in your house is a huge source of comfort. Yes, we are often told to constantly back our data up, but in reality we seldom do so. Perhaps you will not use this for home surveillance at all, but for work. Monitoring, say, a delivery which is coming in from the comfort of your own home. And yes, that is the most important thing of all. With this system, you can not just find out what happened, but what is happening. That means you can act and perhaps stop something before it's too late. That's something that no other system of surveillance can offer. Chapter 3. What you will need. Well, the first thing to realize is that this is very simple to set up by monitoring it on a website. Basically, it means that a video stream of what your surveillance camera is watching will appear on a website that you can monitor. This is actually better than just going to your phone, as this way it is not just you that can monitor the surveillance, but also anyone else you allow access to the secret site. So the first thing that you will need is a little webcam, a USB cam. They do have a 9-foot or 3-meter lead limit due to the limitations of the USB cables. These are very cheap cameras and well worth the one-time cost for what you will get. Buy as many as you like. They are quite easy to hide as they are very small, but of course can only be placed within 9 foot of your camera. Another thing that you may consider is a proper wireless IP camera, because as they transmit video wirelessly, they can be placed literally anywhere. Unfortunately, these IP cameras do cost quite a bit more than a simple USB camera, but if you can afford them, they are really great. So, whichever you decided upon is fine, as both will work. You just have an extra advantage with the wireless IP camera, as they can be anywhere from 500 feet to a whole 10 miles. Practically any good electrical shop will sell these, such as PC World, Curry's, Maitland's, etc. But I recommend you look at Amazon, as they have some great prices. Software. The second thing that you will need is some free software. It is easy enough to find and can be downloaded directly at many sites. It is called VH Multicam, which you get through the VH Toolkit. Don't worry, I will tell you where in a moment. Without this step, you will need to find something similar, which is time-consuming, so please make sure that you download this software. Once again, it is free and well worth the time and effort if you want to keep a real eye on the goings-on of your home or workplace. Just search for VH Toolkit download on the internet. Of course, you will have some difficulty if your only computer is a Mac. However, there is an alternative that you can use called Security Spy. The only downside to this is that it is not free software like the VH Multicam. Your Mac alternative Security Spy can be purchased rather cheaply at www.binsoftware.co.uk/store. The third thing you will be pleased to know is once again free. You will need to go to a site called Ustream. The site can be found at www.ustream.tv. So once you have this typed in, make sure to get yourself a totally free account. This site in itself is a wonderful thing to explore, allowing you to connect with friends and stream live video from your own home if you want to. Though of course, that is not quite what we are using it for, as although we are streaming from our home so that we can monitor it, we do not want to be sharing this feed. Note, before you have decided which camera to buy, please fully listen to the next chapter. Chapter 4. How to set up your camera. So hopefully you have not gotten or ordered your cameras just yet, though you should have set up a Ustream account and downloaded the software to enable you to use it together, either the VH Multicam for a PC or the Security Spy for the Mac. Well, here is the problem with the cameras and the reason that I told you to hear this before you choose which one. The little USB cams are great at short range, and they are the cheapest and so usually the first choice, but they also have a limitation. The USB cams only have a 3-meter range before it all goes horribly wrong. The IP camera, on the other hand, is your saving grace. As I have said previously, it transmits wirelessly. This means that it has much more range. The major downside to the IP camera is that it will need to be constantly updated, as the wireless security system is still evolving. The same could be said for the USB camera, of course. I recall having great trouble when discs went out of fashion. To an extent, technology upgrades will always be a problem, just a more regular one with the wireless. A wireless camera does have some good features if you don't mind the updates. They can have an impressive zoom of x4, and they can have a good resolution of 640 by 480. Some even have MPEG-4 video compression, which is useful in high-quality video, which is, of course, what you really want. Obviously, the use of an IR lamp is another selling point, but realistically, this is the same for either. Seeing in the dark is great for surveillance. After all, you shouldn't have to leave a light on for the burglar. Things like snapshots are not that handy for what you want, but a quick remote-controlled still of someone which can then be sent straight to the police is easier than an entire video. When setting up your camera for monitoring, please bear in mind what you want. If your camera is to put someone off by choosing your house as a target, then hiding it is not the best idea. However, if it is in your own home, make sure that it only films inside your own home so as not to get you in trouble with any laws that may be in effect in your area. In some countries, they can be ludicrous, and you do not want your surveillance footage to be thrown out of court because it accidentally picked up your neighbor's living room window, even though it is just a blurry dot in one far corner. If, on the other hand, you wish to keep surveillance of your property a secret, there are many places that you can hide it. First, look at why you may choose this route. Perhaps someone in your home is stealing from you. You can simply set the camera up in the bedroom or wherever you keep your money and go and sit in the garage or just outside. Tune into the website through your mobile phone and you are away. Now, you can see exactly who has been helping themselves to your hard-earned money and still be close enough to catch them at it. Here are a number of considerations when hiding your camera. What type of camera have you chosen? If it is a USB camera, even with extensions, you have the hassle of hiding the wire as well as the camera. This dramatically decreases the places that you can hide your camera. The best place to hide the wire is obviously up against the wall, but this severely limits your camera to a place by the wall, such as the top of a cupboard, etc. Though that example is not a bad idea. The wireless camera is not going to be as much of a pain as you might think. Obviously, you were going to assume that the receivers are not going to be able to work through walls, but actually wireless cameras can pass through 8 consecutive walls. Of course, it depends on the individual camera you have chosen, but this is something to keep in mind when picking one. The quality of the picture, however, may be affected by your hiding place. This is something that you would simply not have to worry about at all with the USB camera. With a wireless camera, you will have a receiver which you should attempt to keep higher than the camera for good picture quality. With a wireless connection, the most important thing will always be monitoring where your camera works best. So wherever you choose to put it, make sure that you check that it is working well before you leave it to be your eyes while you're away. Okay, so as promised, here are a few tips on how and where to hide your camera. Keep in mind the lighting of the camera and the area. If you do not have an IR lamp on your camera, this is going to cause problems. Make sure that the area you are filming is lit up enough to be able to be viewed, and that your hidden camera can see enough of it so that its equalizing settings don't make what it can see into a blinding white light. As said before, monitor what you are doing. Covering your camera or wrapping your camera can be a good idea. Make sure that the cable is not visible if you have one, and make sure that the camera lens is far back enough that it cannot be seen. By altering the angle, by pushing it forward in, say, a towel or a pile of clothes, but giving the top of it a lip so that it cannot be seen, will ultimately leave you with not being able to see a perpetrator's face unless they bend down. If you want your camera also for identification, this is not a good plan. Another place to hide a camera is in a box with a hole cut out. That may seem obvious for someone to find, but in reality it isn't something you would think of if you didn't know there was a camera. A hole does not equate to a camera. This can be a natural hole in the object or one cut into a large bottle so it peers out through the opening. As long as the bottle's sides are not see-through, this is actually a masterful way of hiding a camera. The bottle itself will have to be cut open and laid on the part that you put the camera through, so that it is not visibly odd, of course. Chapter 5. How to set up your stream. The next step is obviously to open up that software from earlier, and all new programs will be listed in the Start menu. It will be under H. Maloff Labs, and when you point at it, you should see a menu that shows a few things starting with VH. The one that you are looking for is the VH Multicam Studio. If you are using a Mac, you will have to look for the alternative software you installed. The second step is adding your cameras to this software. Otherwise, it is simply not going to know that they even exist. Don't worry, it is ridiculously simple. Under the main menu of the window, just click File, then the rather obvious Add Camera button. Of course, this is only if you went for the USB option. The IP camera works a little differently. Instead of clicking the Add Camera, you click the Add URL, and this is where you enter the IP address that came with your camera. For both of these, provided they are set up correctly, the images of what you are seeing will appear up on the screen as you do it. I will add here that you do not need to stick exclusively to one type of camera or the other. The software actually allows you to mix cameras so that both an IP camera and a USB camera can be added at the same time. It's all up to you and what you want to do. Your own clever software, as usual, is attempting to protect you though, so go through the Tools tab on the main menu and click the default source. This will now make sure that your software does not block Ustream. If it does, it becomes useless. So please remember this step. Setting up your Ustream account. The first thing to remember here is that Ustream is not a naturally private hosting site. Basically, what it means is that if you don't set Ustream to private, it will be accessible to anyone. Obviously, this is not what you want, as it turns your security into an open window, letting the burglars know exactly where the cameras are and what is going on in your business or home. So, here is how you set it to private. First, you will need to have created that free account that we talked about earlier. Well, I hope that you kept the password handy. Sign in and click Create a Show. Yes, you need to do this before you set it to private. It will ask you for a name, so think of something that is relevant and click Create. Once you have done this, you will be on a screen with some links to various tools down the left-hand side and some boxes for you to fill in down the middle. The setup is actually very similar to Facebook if you have an account there. Ignore the boxes for now and go directly to the left side and click Settings. At the very top of the screen, it will say Make your settings private. All you have to do is click on it. Enter your memorable password, and you are done. You are now safe from anyone spying on you, as now only you or another person who you have given the password to can monitor your show, which is in this case your security footage. Save your settings, click Broadcast, then allow flash settings, and you're now almost ready to go live. To you, or anyone with a password, that is. However, Ustream at this point is still not aware of what software you are using on your computer. Here is the simple process by which you let it know. After you have clicked Broadcast, it will take you to a new screen with a large gray square on it. This is where your camera images will appear once you have informed Ustream of your software. There are also two large green buttons under the left side closest to your window. One of these will be Video Source, and if you click this, VH Multicam will be on the list and you can enable it. To start the broadcast, click the large green button above it that starts and stops the feed. Chapter 6. How to access your surveillance footage. To access your surveillance system, all you need is to have internet access. This can be through a computer or a mobile phone. You just visit the URL of your show and enter your password. I recommend you save the URL of your show on your mobile phone, and if you look in the manual that came with your phone, you will see this is not difficult. There are a number of things that can be added to this setup, such as motion sensors, so that it will only start recording when something has triggered them. But for a good basic security system, what we have set up will suffice. Now, regardless of where you are in the world, shopping, out jogging, or on holiday, all you need to do is load the URL of your feed and you are reassured that nobody is in your house. If they are, then you will be able to take a picture or record the feed from within your Ustream account. And you already have the phone in your hand to call the police. Recommended resources. www.howexpert.com/home surveillance. #1 recommended resource for creating your home surveillance system. www.howexpert.com. Short how-to guides by real-life everyday experts.